Hey everyone, my name is Brandon and welcome to my first ever production video. Today, I didn't really have anything planned, but I just made a beat using Juliano's latest sample pack on Splice, and I decided to show you my thought process while going through it. So, in this project, there's 7 samples from the sample pack that I used. They're all pretty interesting. I really like the percussion sections they have. Um, these 2 loops were the most interesting to me that I found, and that's what I based off the whole track today. So the first sample that I used and that I found was this bell loop. So as you can hear, something pretty simple, but what I did with this is I actually reversed it and brought it to the beginning, so to the intro. So to reverse any track on Ableton, all you have to do is click R, just like that. You see it's reversed. Let me just undo that right now. And here's how the intro sounds. I thought that sounded pretty cool, so I had that going into the intro, going into the rest of the song, and it's pretty much the same thing in these sections. This part's reversed while this part's the normal, this part's reversed and this part's normal. Going on, the second sample that I found was this percussion loop. Pretty cool, pretty interesting sounding, and I thought it went along well with the first sample. The only thing I did with this was I pitched it down an entire octave. So as you can see, minus 12 semitones. I just thought it gave it a better feeling compared to it having it just be regular sounding, just like the first sample. And then again, it's also me just trying to learn how to manipulate samples and trying to find different and cool, interesting sounds. So once I had these two put together, it sounds like this. Right? So we have that. Then after, I opened up Simpler on Ableton. As you can see, Simpler right here. It should look like this. And all I did was pretty much I dragged the first sample, which was the bell loop, into Simpler. And you get this file once you drag it in. And pretty much once you get this file, you get to make your own chops, which are what these little blue lines are. And these represent each letter in the keyboard, in the piano roll, I guess you could say. So as you can see, oops, so right now I'm playing the A key on my keyboard and it plays that note. Right now I'm playing the S key and it plays that note. So pretty much what I did is I sampled it, I sliced it up, and then I made my own variation of the first sample that sounds completely different than the original. Well, not completely different, but you can tell there's a variation. So here's how that sounds like. Ooh, I had the loop on. Here's how that sounds like. And as you can see, when you have a sample loaded into Simpler, it shows you what notes are being played. So as you can see, I was playing the A note for the first section. It's pretty cool. So once I had all that, this is how those 3 elements together sounded like. Or 2 elements, I guess. Now on to my favorite thing, which would be the drums. Just like I said, everything in here besides the 808s are from the sample pack. So I have 2 kicks, a deeper kick and a crushed kick, a clap, a snare, and a hi-hat. For me, I just pretty much mess around with the drums. As you can see, I like starting off sometimes with the hi-hats first, sometimes with the kicks. It pretty much just varies depending on the feel of the song, what I feel I can do, depending on the mood and the swing, and I guess the BPM too. So all together with the drums, it sounds like this. And then it just repeats. And last but not least, I added some 808s. Now, the 808s that I used aren't from Johnny Juliano sample packs, but rather from Cashmere's sample packs. I forgot which one it was, honestly. You can find it on Splice. Oh, Sounds of Cashmere Volume 2. So it's that. I really like that 808. That's the one I've been using mainly in most of my tracks. So I'm not sure if you can quite hear it since the 808 is kind of relatively soft. Oh, sorry, I'm slurring my words. But here it is, if you can hear it. And that pretty much goes on throughout the entire song. One thing that I do want to say though is that aside just from arranging it and putting everything together, this isn't mixed, mastered, nothing's leveled. As you can see, I'm clicking on every track. There's really nothing in here, so it's just raw sound that's coming in from the samples into Ableton. So I do have to tweak it a little bit to make it sound the best I can to its full potential. But altogether, this is how the beat sounds like. So there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching my very first production video. I know that was kind of fast, but this is just me pretty much just showing you my thought process of what went through when trying to make this beat. And hopefully for the next videos, I can go more in depth and actually talk about what I'm actually doing and add effects so the track sounds better overall. But thanks for watching. See you guys next time.